Hi, everyone. Coach Sullivan here with MJS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you. And to those who haven't yet, I hope you do. Just completed my 38th year coaching football. And during that time, I was a defensive coordinator. But over those years, I've been an offensive coordinator, I've been a special teams coordinator, I've been a head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. Today, in this presentation, I want to talk to you about how in our 3-4 base, okay, it's the way we teach it first and then you could tweak things to various fronts. How we defend against what we call either the GT, guard tackle, or GY, guard tight end, who has to be off, obviously, counter out of both 11, one back, one tight end, and 21, right? Two back, one tight end. So on the top, I got 11. On the bottom, I got 21. To try and keep it from getting real messy, I've already pre-illustrated the blocking scheme that we see most. It's not the only one, right? And so the key terms that I'll be utilizing as I teach how we defend against these two schemes, which are very similar. The difference, honestly, is just who's the wrapper, okay? I want to talk to you about level integrity, both ours and the offensive line. Talk about spill and pry, which is a technique utilized by the defensive end as well as the linebackers. Talk to you about what we call patch and spill. That's inside linebackers. Push and bend. That's defensive line. I probably should write that. And then ultimately a counter call. And why we utilize a counter call. Okay? So up top, first of all, this is what we call 11 gun Dallas off away. So this is an east, but in the huddle, it would be tagged away, meaning the halfback is away from the tight end. So you can automatically eliminate and or know what plays you need to defend based upon your opponent's tendencies. So whenever the back is away, one of the plays that a team can at least run, if they haven't already, is a counterplay. Back away from the tight end, okay? So for us, and you need to see my playlist, it's an automatic AFC, automatic front and cover check. We make check stack when the tight end's off. And this is an 11, not 21. I don't have the tight end off, but if he was off, we wouldn't check stack. That's a one back check, okay? To make sure people understand. If you've never seen any of my presentations, I give you a little background, okay? So up top, excuse me, check stack. As you notice, this is our base down here. The DNs bump to a 5. The backers slide away from the tight end. So now we're in a 3-3 stack look. Okay, that's how we get. That's all we do. It's all it takes. And it eliminates all the bullcrap shuffle motion. Very minimal disruption to us. Okay, and it also puts us in better position to defend plays like this, including the boots and shooting the tight end into the flats, and easier for us to play. All right, so now I want to focus on what we call GY counter. The Y is the tight end. Okay, I have them in green up here. That's the Y. So I'm actually going to start with the counter call first. Why we utilize a counter call. A counter call simply is a trap with a pull. A trap with a pull. Okay, and the pull is the wrap, right? He doesn't have to necessarily be using the skip pull, but when two guys are pulling in the same direction like that, the second one is the wrapper, which is equivalent to that skip pull. So a counter call is made when we have two pulling, and I realize, it could be a sweep. Well, that's like one from either side. That's a different call. See, if it's the two guards, that's not the same thing. Two linemen, two pulling from the same side, right? One trap, one wrap. That's when we make the counter call. They're coming from the same side. One's the trap. First is a trap. Second's the wrap. First is a trap. Second's the wrap. And now that's going to tie in when we talk about patch and spill. Okay? All right. So up here, this is the scheme that we see quite often against our 3-3 stack. Okay, you got to pick up your surface. This is their entire surface. Okay, so on the snap, they see the two coming. They're making a counter call. Counter, counter, counter. Everything kicks in right now. Counter, counter, counter. Everything kicks in. We typically get a double team, okay, kiss off to the backside linebacker, who in this case is the rover. We get a veer or a high wall block from the tackle on the middle backer. The trapper, is trapping the 5. The wrapper, who's the tight end, GY, right? First is the trap. Second is the wrap. He's wrapping up to block play side linebacker. Okay? So how we defend it, and you can just have a simple counter period. Do it in walkthroughs. Do it in meetings. Make it a 10-minute walkthrough part of a meeting. Do it out in the quad. Do it in the gym. Do it in the class. Find some place to do it. There's all kinds of places you can do it. You know, the old walk before you can run. That's how we teach it. I don't care if I've got a defense full of 4-year starters. They're still going to go over it and get it down from day one. Hey, guys, remember this. Never hurts to do it again, even with experienced players. So I have numbers up here. What this is, when any time, okay, you have a high wall and then you have a puller coming in, it adds a gap, right? So in a counter scheme like this, we're going to add 2 gaps plus 2 gaps, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of having just adding 1 gap, now we're going to add 2 gaps. Like on an ISO, right? You add a gap. Who's going to fit on either side of the lead blocker? You have to account for that here. So this is where the patch and spill comes in. All right, I'm going to start first with the Mike linebacker because he's got the vision to see the whole thing. 31, he's got the 3 gap over here. That's his play side gap. So this is his backside. Doesn't matter because of the scheme. So first, he has to patch over, okay, patch the first block, spill the second. Patch and spill. So he goes through the 2 and the 3. Okay, by patching and spilling, he eliminates that entire running lane here. Okay, eliminates it. Because now his backer sees the surface coming down. The defensive end is taught friction and close, then spill and pry. Okay, so it's friction, close first, always. That's both your pressure and visual key. He's down inside. Friction is knock him off his pins as much as you can. Close, don't stop. And now spill and pry, the stud's always going to be ripping his right through as the trapper's coming at him through the left. And that brings in level integrity. Okay, so he is going through the inside. And then the pry is he's working butt side to get up the field. We don't just take 1 for 1, destroy the block, stop, and say I did my job. Bullcrap. We're always pursuing to the football, and that's the pry. Destroy it, keep going, spill, turn up. Okay, so we already got somebody there. So now, in addition, the backer is going to go through the outside. That's the patch. Okay, and the same color across his face, he's going to exchange outside. Level integrity. First level, he's inside, so you're outside. See, we got the bounce covered. We got that lane covered. We got that lane covered. And this is why you need to walk through it, walk through it, walk through it. Pick up the tempo a little bit. Do this long, and make sure your kids are solid with it long before you do it live at them. And we call it predicted movement. Even as you go through the progressions, let them know what's coming. You know, do some tight end motion. Switch the back. switch tight end motion. So now they have to adjust mentally. Okay, now it's potential to come on this side, right? Let them know it's coming. Okay, let them learn how to do it first and then make it unpredicted so they don't know it's coming. That's a key coaching point here, okay? So that's what's happening here. The nose, this is where the push and bend comes in. Okay, he's going to get a block here, but now he's going to see he's got a down block. So he's got to knock back the center and push up field and then bend. Again, level integrity. That takes care of any running lane there. Push. That's the knockback. But now literally push like sled, like drive. And you're not driving 5 yards, just a couple steps, and now bend. Get off the block, right? Use all the escapes you've been taught. Get off the block and bend. So now the final piece of the puzzle, backside linebacker, okay? This is part of his surface. He should be the one screaming counter when the tight end going in. Because as the tight end goes in, his eyes should pick this up along with the mics. Hence the counter call. We got a trap and a wrap coming from the same side. So now he's going to shuffle. Rule of thumb for a linebacker, get your eyes where you're going to see who's trying to high wall you. Here it's going to be the guard. So he patches over, which puts him in that one gap. So that lane's taken care of. That lane's taken care of. That lane, and the bounce. By simply following the rules. Patch and spill. Level integrity. Okay, which brings in how we take care of it with the defensive line. Spill and pry. And what's meant by sky, stub, stack, invert, now the safety here, he's going to sit and play for the boot, and he'll retrace, but not likely as much. Now he understands stub, he has the B gap. So he's coming downhill. He's got the B gap. In the worst case, you got a running back who's good at skip, jumping around, the old jump cuts. He can skip. He can cut back. Safety takes care of that. And stack invert here, course the ball, it's hitting downhill, A gap, B gap. He doesn't get any closer than 5 yards. If he continues up the field, because he is going to be here first, making sure the tight end doesn't shoot into the flat, and then he's going to fold late. So it already got messy, which is why I drew the scheme up ahead of time. Okay, so now down here, 21 personnel, I pro weak. This is how we get blocked. Fullback is responsible for preventing our outside linebacker who's sitting on the edge from making the play. Well, he's a boot fold player anyway. The center blocks back on the defensive end from which the trap and the wrap are coming. Okay? This defensive end play side gets trapped, and now the tackle, who's the wrapper, is trying to block the play side linebacker. Okay? So now level integrity brings in here. These two guys are probably going to be deeper. The tackle for sure has to be. He's got to be able to get around, be deeper than the guard. So teach your kids how to recognize that. Both coming from the same side. He's making that counter call as soon as they go. Counter, 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 right? He knows to him that's a trap call. So he's a B gap. His pressure key and his visual key are going down. So now he is, right? He's not frictioning because he's a B gap, but he's got to rip now. So when it's the end, he's going to rip his left arm. He's got to rip it across the face of the tackle. Okay? And then spill and pry. He's doing the same thing. Push and bend. Right? Now, here, shuffle, shuffle, patch and spill. Put you into that lane. Okay? Here, bang, bang. Takes care of that lane. So we're on either side, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Same as up there. And then same color. He'll exchange if need be. See, everything's consistent. So now boot fold, he's going to be here. He recognizes running back has it. Now he folds in, and he's in a position to help out if the ball somehow gets through. But guess what he is? Stub, safety B gap. Right? You have safety in the B gap, and again, the safety on the side the play is coming to is playing invert, stopping at 5 because it's a course of ball. A to B gap, freeze, belly angle. So if you race up here, we don't have any force. Be in a position where you can come inside and help if it somehow gets past the second level. Okay? So that's how we defend against what we call a counter, GT, GY. Okay, remember, counter call is two pulling from the same side, a trap and a wrap. The first the trap, second's the wrap. Follow your consistent techniques. Linebackers patch and spill when there's 2. Okay, patch when there's 1, spill when there's 2. So here it's patch and spill. He's spilling. He's on the inside of this block here. That's the get. That's patch, spill, patch, spill, patch, spill, push, bend, spill, pry, right? And it's consistent down here. Walk through it, rep it, walk through it, rep it. Let the kids know today, here it is. Boom, we're going to learn how to do it. And eventually they get kind of caught. Yeah. All right, well, now we're going to pick up the speed. Well, it's not, okay? And then when they get cocky again, all right, now it's full speed hitting. And then when they get cocky again, then you make it unpredicted and they don't know when it's coming. Okay? So as I said at the beginning, to my subscribers, I thank you. To those who haven't, I hope you do. To everybody, any questions, please reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com because I would love to talk football with you.